Looking for the perfect hidden gem for your next night out? Welcome to Almost on the Lake, where the food is delicious. The service is top-notch. And the atmosphere feels like home. Family-owned and locally loved. Come see why everyone is talking about Almost on the Lake.
Nestled in the heart of historic downtown Wilkesboro, the 1915 offers a wedding experience like no other. Once a federal courthouse and post office, the 1915 combines rich history with timeless charm. From intimate gatherings to full-day rentals, we provide the perfect backdrop for your most cherished moments. With indoor and outdoor options, bridal and groom suites, every detail is crafted just for you. Make your wedding unforgettable at the 1915, Wilkesboro's historic wedding venue, where your story begins.
Closed captions for this episode of Life in Wilkes is brought to you by Deal Insurance Agency in Wilkesboro, an award-winning, experienced, family-owned and operated agency with service and coverage that goes above and beyond expectations. Join us on a captivating journey as we explore the charm, history, and vibrant culture of Wilkes County. Discover the hidden gems, inspiring stories, and remarkable people that make Wilkes a place worth knowing and celebrating. Join us now and experience the unique essence of life in Wilkes.
Jean, good morning.
Good morning, Carl.
It's so good to see you again.
It's good to see you as well.
I know we talk more than once a year about the Gingerbread House competition, but this is the season, the time of the year when Gingerbread mania goes on in Wilkes County. For those who don't know, before we get into all the backstories on your side, tell us about what happens during the gingerbread competition.
Absolutely. The 2025 Wilkes Literacy Gingerbread House Festival is going to take place on Friday and Saturday, December 5th and 6th. It will be at the 1915 on Main Street in downtown Wilkesboro. It's a free event, and what we have at the Gingerbread Festival are usually 50 to 60 custom decorated gingerbread houses. We have them from children, we have them from adults, we have them from professional bakeries, and we just invite everyone to come and enjoy the holiday season and come see the gingerbread houses. We really feel like it's Christmas magic.
Oh, sure. Well, it certainly has been for us in observing over the years. What we have in front of us is a gingerbread house from last year, because you asked me to judge it for the past few years, and that was an honor, but I could not help but to imagine seeing some of those gingerbread houses in our studio, and we were fortunate to win a few of them. So tell us about this one, because this one is a year old. This isn't from now. I mean, this literally was from last season.
Well, and this brings up a wonderful point. The Gingerbread House Festival is a fundraiser. It is a fundraiser for Wilkes Literacy, which is a nonprofit. We are moving in our 36th year of serving people in Wilkes County, and we help adults with basic literacy services and also with English as a second language, and then we also help adults earn their high school diploma. We started the Gingerbread Festival in 2020 as a way to raise money to help us provide those programs for free in our community. And we really had no idea that it would take off the way that it did.
Yes.
But I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for our community. I'm grateful for people like you that have come in and just championed what we're doing. And the gingerbread houses, they're auctioned off at the end of the evening on Saturday. People that win in the silent auction, they're able to come and make a donation and take that gingerbread house home. And if they're beautiful and well built like this one.
Right.
This one was built by Roberta Myers Edmiston. If they are well done and well constructed, they can last for several years. And so we try to encourage people as they're considering making a bid on their favorite gingerbread house to know that it can be a Christmas decoration that they can put out year to year. We have some that have lasted several years.
Well, this is evidence of that. I think we had, oh my gosh, we had one that was year after year. It kept lasting, and I think I had to consult with your husband to make sure that I could actually dispose of it. Because 4 years?
Yeah.
Wow. It was a long time. It was a cathedral, big white cathedral. Remember that one?
I do. And I think that, I have to confirm, but I think that our winner from the first year is still around.
Really?
And it was the 2020, the one that was the Merlefest themed cabin.
Okay.
And I'll have to confirm, but as of a few years ago, it was still on the shelf on display.
Wow.
So,
Well, now were you at Talia's and in the basement? Was that the first year?
it was, and
So we were there then.
Yes, and I have to tell you, Kathy and the
Yes.
Talia's team were so kind to us to get us started that year. It was a big guess. We really didn't know what it would look like, and she was so kind to help us and give us a space.
And it looked great. I think all good things start out that way, right? You try it out and see what happens, and if people respond well, you keep on doing it. There's just something special. Some people say it's magical this time of the year as you go through the holiday season and Christmas. I don't know if I call it magic, but just more of the best showing of humanity, I think, and which literally most people do every day.
It is Christmas joy, but it's Christmas joy with a mission.
Yes, there you go.
And
There you go.
I feel like that's what brings us all together, is because we are celebrating the holiday season, but we are doing so and being mindful of the people in our community that need our help.
Yes, well, it's certainly something that I think we should talk a little bit more about, because literacy is something that we hear that word, and maybe we understand a piece of it. But let's talk for just a moment about why it really is so important and the number of people that it affects. Because I know people who, on your board, there's a doctor, he was my dad's doctor, so he's retired now, and so we become at least casual friends, and I think that's fantastic, because he said, when I asked him, not on camera, but just casually, I asked him about how important this is. And it seems like he's been a long-term supporter for this, for the work that you do. So let's break that down a moment, just talk about why it is so important.
Well, Dr. McMahon is our
Right.
board chairman, and he's not just our board chairman, but he's a longtime volunteer. I'm really excited and proud of our board of directors, because many of them are volunteers, and they realize the need in our community. Literacy, especially with adult literacy, when we're talking about Wilkes literacy, we primarily serve adults. This is not one of the issues that you're going to be visibly seeing as much as other things, such as hunger. But the need in Wilkes County is great. And we use data. We try to use the data that we see that is collected on literacy in Wilkes County. And so, for example, we know that about 39% of our Wilkes County adults are at level 1 numeracy. And so what that means is they may be able to do math to numbers 1 through 10. But would these adults be able to use fractions? Or would they be able to use percentages and walk into a store and know what 20% off of an amount is? And no, the data does not support that. And so for those that are at level 1 reading, and those that are at level 1 math for adults, what Wilkes Literacy does is we provide free services that are confidential. It takes a lot of courage for an adult to come and ask for help. I had a young man just 2 weeks ago find me on social media and say, I know my math isn't what it needs to be. And so we've already scheduled him for an assessment and are going to get him going very soon with math services. We just want to help adults get where they want to go. For some of them, their goals look like, I want to be able to fill out a medical form. For some of them, and actually the student I served first this morning, I met with her tutor, and she online. She helped her daughter with math homework for the first time last week.
Wow.
She never got past around second grade on her own, and so she's receiving reading and math services. And her tutor emailed me and said she was so happy because she was able to help her daughter with fractions and her fractions homework. So for some of our students, helping their children is a goal. For some of them, they want to finish high school. And so we've been able to support students that are enrolled in Wilkes Community College's high school equivalency program and help them reach that goal of getting a diploma. But what we do is just support each one where they are. We try to respect them, and we try to help them reach their goals.
Wow. I mean, I'm just thinking as you're talking about that number, I got stuck. That's a really big percentage of folks that have a need in this area. Let's talk about for a moment what happens after people go through the programs. What type of a difference do you see? Why? I think the idea that I'm looking for is how it quantifies the purpose for being. What is it that you see and you're like, well, this is worth everything?
Well, there are ways to quantify it for us that we see, and really we talk about student success. For a lot of them, it's employability. And so we've seen not only our students move up in a better paying job, we've actually had some students open their own business. And our tutors have worked with them in understanding how to ask the questions that need to be asked and what are the appropriate ways to market your business. And really, that's a life skill, but it is something that we work on with our students. So employability is a big deal for us, and to help them understand that if they do want a steadier income, if they do want more financial success, that learning and growing your skills is a way to get there. Again, for some of our students that are parents, that component of being able to help their children be more successful is tremendous. And so we see that very often, especially with our young mothers that we're working with, that are excited that they can see a brighter future for their children.
So it makes a big difference.
It really does.
Wow. Well, that makes it all the better to know that that's quantified now, and it's something that you've actually seen, because you haven't been there for 30 some years, but you have been there for quite a few, and during that time period you're seeing all of these differences. Let's break that down just a little bit more, because I think this can be an uncomfortable conversation. It can be something that people might feel embarrassed about, or others might judge people. And our idea, and I think this is the time of the year to really be grateful for a lot of things, and to be grateful for a home and transportation. Those are all wonderful things. But then being able to be a better you, a better person, better because you've got some basic skills that you haven't had and that's helping you and elevating you. I mean, this truly is life-changing, it sounds like. And I would imagine, you may know this, a few success stories, but once people have gone through this, not only have they possessed this skill, but it's given them confidence to do more things in life and serve the community in a bigger way.
Yes, and the confidence is so important. And then we see our students who are excited about giving back. And so I think that is such an important thing. I am so grateful, especially during this time of year, for Wilkes County, and to understand that we have such great support from the people around us and the people that see the good work that we're doing. The Gingerbread Festival, and I know I've mentioned it before, but it bears mentioning again, is the funds that we raise are matched by a challenge grant from the Health Foundation. And they have been such tremendous, wonderful supporters of what we do. And we're also United Way partners and receive a grant from them as a partner agency. And I could go on and on. We receive a generous grant from Wilkes County as part of their nonprofit grant process. And so we're grateful for the community support that we receive. That just allows us to serve these students and to serve them well. I think that's important. We love our tutors, and we really appreciate the hard work that they put in as well, just to make sure that the people that we are serving in our community get what they need to succeed.
Many of your tutors, as I understand, are retired or active educators now also, or professional folks who have the time and see the value in providing this service. Talk about that for a moment, because that is a major commitment, isn't it?
It is. And, there are varying degrees of the volunteer commitment there. And so we of course, have the ones like Dr. McMahon that are week to week with their students and, come in on a very regular basis and are very committed. We have, for the ones that travel and may not be able to commit to such a regular schedule, we actually have a great conversation group that meets with our ESL students who are trying to learn English. And so we have a rotation of volunteers there that come in. And that is such a fun group, and we have such a good time in that group together, just building conversation skills. And then, of course, for the ones that are even more limited in their time, we have summer opportunities for work with the children that we do that would only be on a weekly basis there in the summer. But we appreciate, I know our board appreciates, and I certainly appreciate every volunteer. We try to have a celebration once a year where we bring them all in together, and they can all meet one another because they may not often see each other in their volunteer roles, and we can just celebrate who they are and what they're doing and the contribution they're making to the community.
Is there a need for additional volunteers?
There's always a need for additional volunteers. And I'm happy to talk to anyone who is willing. You do not have to be a retired educator, although that does help, but that it is not a requirement. We do background check our volunteers, and so we ask them to go through a process with an interview and a background check. But then I can talk to them about the various opportunities that we have to get plugged into what we're doing at Wilkes Literacy.
Wow. What a wonderful way to make a difference.
Yes.
Building relationships, helping someone learn something new that makes their life more fulfilled. Mm-hmm. I'm always a little hesitant about using the term better, because it makes someone better. It just makes them more qualified to do certain things, right? Because I think there are a lot of people that may not lack certain skills that are really good human beings.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Wow. Well, let's talk about this year. My goodness. How does it look? I know we've gone over the years. We've talked about these things. We went through COVID. We had, there was that year when the Biltmore House didn't do something. We're like, maybe they'll all come here. I don't know that happened. But in Gingerbread World International, a lot of things have happened over the years. So tell us about what's happening with you this year. Do you have all your big sponsors in place? Is everything looking good? And what can people expect to experience?
Well, I still have, as of the time that we're doing this interview, a few more days for Gingerbread entries and also sponsorship entries, but it is shaping up to be an incredible year. I have just been so excited. We have new builders this year, and every year I just get happy that people seem to find us, and that is an exciting thing. We are really excited about our under 18 category this year in particular, because we have had the support of Wilkes County 4-H, and they are doing a gingerbread workshop, actually 3 different gingerbread workshops with children in our county that are building their own gingerbread houses. They're baking their own gingerbread and they're building their own houses. And so this is going to be a really wonderful competitive year for our young friends. Of course, we have many of our professional builders coming back. Dom Bakeries, who is always a favorite, and Lauren Sparks, who is always a favorite from Walmart's Bakery. And we have Stacy Manor returning in the professional category, and also Amanda Holman from her bakery, Buttercream Dreams. We are so excited about the schools that are participating. We have 5 elementary schools right now that are building gingerbread houses. And so
is that up from last year?
It is. And every year that number increases. And, we love Wilkes County schools. And I think it's so much fun for the children to be able to participate and then come see their house at the Gingerbread Festival. And also Millers Creek Christian School, who has always been so faithful to participate each year as well.
Nice. So it sounds like it's going to be a full house. over in Wilkesboro. So for those who don't know, tell them about the special place that this is being done, because it kind of looks like a gingerbread house anyway, doesn't it?
It does. The 1915 is a beautiful venue, and I am so thrilled that they are willing to have us again this year. And it is on Main Street in downtown Wilkesboro, and we will open at 10 o'clock on Friday morning on December the 5th. Caitlin Wordman, who manages the venue, is just as kind as she can be, and it is a great place for anyone who's looking for a place to have an event or a wedding. I cannot recommend them enough. And we're just so excited to be back there again. It will be the same weekend as the Christmas parade. So if you're out on Saturday with Christmas in the Commons at Wilkesboro, or you're watching the Christmas parade, it's the perfect time to come by and see the gingerbread houses.
Well, sure, thousands of people could walk by, right?
We hope.
That's fantastic. It's always wonderful to kick the holiday season off with a sit down with you, because ever since that first event, oh my gosh, we learned about, I said, you're not from around here, are you?
No, but I feel like I am.
It didn't take long, right?
It did not. And Wilkes County is just such a special place.
Right.
And it holds such a special place in our family's heart. I mean, my husband and I, neither one of us are from here, but we feel like the longer we stay, the more we feel like natives.
You're Cajun, right?
I'm Creole.
Creole. Oh, sorry.
There is a difference.
Yes,
I won't get into that today.
No.
But,
Google that.
but the Cajun people in Louisiana are from South Central area,
Right.
and so my family is a little bit closer to New Orleans, and actually predate the Acadians. And so it's I have a whole book on that, Carl.
Yes, we'll have to talk about that. We have other people of your family tree,
Yes.
I suppose, or culture in Wilkes County. So
Every time I get on the TV and I see swamp people, I joke with my children. I'm like, those are our cousins.
That's your people right there. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing. In Wilkes County in general, the diversity of heritage that we have is quite impressive. And I think areas that have a solid history story attract other people that have that in their part of the world, or the Carolinas, or in the nation, just like yourself. And it feels more at home when you're in those type of communities, doesn't it?
It does. And there's just something special about this one. And the longer I'm here, the more history I learn, and the more that, of course, my children, especially my youngest, this is the only home he's ever known. And so he never plans to leave.
Right.
And it has become part of who we are. And we really enjoy being part of the community.
Love that. So with your background, and then we'll move on and wrap up, but with your background, Christmas time is here. Obviously, you have gingerbread houses. I'm sure at least one of those in your home. So, how does your background influence what your family has to eat? What's your table look like?
Well, there's a lot of gumbo leading up to. We actually do Christmas Eve gumbo in our house. It is a tradition that we do, and we have to mail some of those ingredients in.
Right.
But yeah, we do try to tie a little bit of that into the celebration that we do as a family.
Nice. I think it's wonderful. We celebrate our heritage, and our food and music is definitely a big part of that.
Yes.
Well, friend, I think we've covered most of the highlights, haven't we?
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you having me back here, and it's always a joy to talk with you, Carl.
Well, I really do appreciate that. And we'll see you on location coming up on what day?
December 5th is the day we start. That's a Friday, and we'll also be there December 6th, which is Saturday.
Yeah, that's great. Happy holidays.
Same to you. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Thank you for spending time with us on Life in Wilkes. We value you as a viewer and appreciate when you share the show with your friends and family. Be sure to bookmark our channel and join us again on the next episode of Life in Wilkes.